Have you ever seen someone who thrives on structure, tradition, and making sure everyone feels supported and included? That's the EFJ defending provider. They create stability, bring people together, and ensure that everything is running smoothly. Now contrast that with someone who seems detached from social expectations, questioning everything, diving deep into abstract theories, and challenging conventional wisdom just for the fun of it. That's the TP, rationalist thinker. Analytical, independent, and far more interested in exploring endless possibilities than following established rules. Put these two in a critical thinking workshop, and you might wonder how they'll ever agree on anything. One is focused on what works in the real world, while the other is lost in the world of ideas. So do they clash? Or do they create a solution that is both practical and revolutionary? Could it be that they define logic and problem solving in completely opposite ways? The ESFJ believes in proven methods, concrete solutions, and making decisions that benefit the group. They don't have patience for abstract theories that have no real-world application. To them, what matters is what works for people right now. The INTP, on the other hand, lives in the realm of ideas and experimentation. They don't care about tradition, social expectations, or doing things the way they've always been done. They want to analyze, deconstruct, and rebuild everything from scratch if necessary. While the ESFJ looks for certainty and stability, the INTP thrives in uncertainty and exploration. Now, imagine these two sitting across from each other, analyzing a problem statement. The ESFJ is focused on practical implementation. How can we solve this efficiently in a way that helps people and follows a structured approach? Meanwhile, the INTP is questioning the entire premise of the problem itself, wondering if they need to redefine the issue altogether before even considering a solution. The ESFJ wants clear steps, while the INTP wants to play with possibilities. While the ESFJ is engaging with the group to reach a decision, the INTP is lost in their own mind, considering angles no one else has even thought of. Isn't it obvious how this could lead to frustration? The ESFJ might see the INTP as impractical, unstructured, and even dismissive of group needs, wondering why they can't just settle on a realistic plan. The INTP, on the other hand, might find the ESFJ frustratingly rigid, too focused on tradition, and unwilling to explore more creative or unconventional solutions. The ESFJ values consensus and harmony, while the INTP values intellectual exploration and debate. The ESFJ might think the INTP is avoiding responsibility, while the INTP might think the ESFJ is avoiding deeper thought. But isn't the real magic in what they can learn from each other? The ESFJ helps ground the INTP's ideas in reality, ensuring that their intellectual insights actually turn into something useful. They remind the INTP that logic is important, but so is human connection. A brilliant idea is worthless if it can't be communicated and applied. Meanwhile, the INTP pushes the ESFJ to think beyond what's already been established, encouraging them to question assumptions, explore new possibilities, and embrace innovation instead of just sticking to what's safe. The ESFJ keeps things practical, while the INTP keeps things evolving. So do they clash, or do they create something extraordinary together? If they learn to appreciate their differences, the ESFJ brings structure, warmth, and real-world application, while the INTP brings intellectual depth, innovation, and the courage to challenge the status quo. Separately, one risks being too rigid and conventional, while the other risks being too detached from reality. But together, they create solutions that are both deeply thought out and actually useful. Maybe the real challenge isn't in choosing between practicality or exploration, it's in learning how to integrate both for a solution that truly makes a difference. Now, imagine an ESFJ, defending provider, and an INTP, rationalist thinker, placed in a structured cognitive engagement model within a critical thinking workshop. The ESFJ will naturally take charge of organizing the group, ensuring that communication flows smoothly and that everyone stays on task. They focus on practical solutions, social harmony, and real-world applications, ensuring that the group's work results in something tangible and beneficial to people. Meanwhile, the INTP will sit back, quietly dissecting the problem, questioning assumptions, and considering complex theoretical possibilities that no one else even thought of. They care far less about group consensus or immediate practicality, preferring to explore abstract ideas and experiment with unconventional solutions. While the ESFJ is focused on implementation and teamwork, the INTP is still deep in thought, questioning whether the problem even needs to be solved in the first place. Isn't it obvious how this could lead to frustration? The ESFJ might see the INTP as too detached, too wrapped up in abstract theories, and unwilling to engage in the structured, results-driven discussion. They may feel that the INTP is wasting time with endless speculation instead of working toward a practical resolution. Meanwhile, the INTP might find the ESFJ overly rigid, too focused on convention, and uninterested in truly questioning the deeper aspects of the issue. They may feel that the ESFJ is more concerned with group harmony and tradition than with uncovering innovative, groundbreaking solutions. The ESFJ ensures structure and collaboration. But without the ENTP's unconventional thinking, their solutions might be too predictable and fail to push boundaries. Meanwhile, the ENTP introduces deep analysis and alternative perspectives. But without the ESFJ's grounding influence, their ideas might remain abstract and disconnected from real-world implementation. But isn't the real power in what they can teach each other? In a structured cognitive engagement framework, the STESFJ provides organization, teamwork, and execution, ensuring that theoretical discussions don't get lost in endless debate, but instead result in meaningful action. They focus the group's efforts on realistic, people-centered solutions, ensuring that whatever is decided actually benefits the stakeholders involved. The INTP, in contrast, provides intellectual depth, logical scrutiny, and a willingness to challenge assumptions, ensuring that no solution is accepted just because it's conventional or easy. They bring critical thinking and creativity, preventing the team from defaulting to surface-level answers that fail to consider alternative possibilities. This balance is what makes their engagement truly fruitful. The ESFJ ensures progress, and the INTP ensures depth and originality. So what happens when they lean into their differences instead of resisting them? The ESFJ brings the energy of structure and group cohesion, ensuring that the workshop doesn't become unproductive or dominated by endless philosophical tangents. They set clear goals and keep the discussion practical, making sure that the group's work results in clear, actionable steps. Meanwhile, the INTP ensures that the solutions are actually worth implementing, introducing complexity, refining assumptions, and challenging the group to dig deeper instead of settling for easy answers. Instead of seeing the INTP as too detached, the ESFJ can learn to appreciate their intellectual independence, while the INTP can recognize the value of the ESFJ's ability to bring ideas into the real world. The key to structured cognitive engagement is understanding that practical execution and intellectual curiosity can complement each other rather than compete. The ESFJ thrives in structured, people-driven environments, while the INTP thrives in spaces that allow for abstract thinking, questioning, and exploration. When both approaches are balanced in a critical thinking workshop, the ESFJ ensures that the solutions are realistic and implementable, while the INTP ensures that they are logically sound and well thought out. The ESFJ keeps discussions from drifting into endless theoretical debate, while the INTP prevents the team from blindly accepting conventional wisdom. What was once a clash between structure and exploration turns into a highly effective intellectual partnership. Could it be that the most effective critical thinking workshops don't just encourage practicality or innovation alone, but the interaction between both? The ESFJ challenges the INTP to think about the social and real-world impact of their ideas, while the INTP challenges the ESFJ to dig deeper, question assumptions, and embrace creative problem-solving. One brings stability, the other brings intellectual flexibility. If they learn to trust each other's approach, they create solutions that are both grounded and intellectually robust, something neither could fully achieve alone. The ESFJ ensures follow-through, while the INTP ensures that what is being followed through is actually the best possible option. Maybe the real challenge isn't in choosing between structured leadership or free-form analysis. It's in learning how to integrate both into a thinking process that is both strategic and intellectually deep. When these two seemingly opposite forces engage in structured cognitive engagement, they don't just solve problems. They create solutions that are both actionable and insightful. If a critical thinking workshop is meant to bridge gaps between structure and creative problem solving, then there is no better pair to model that dynamic than the ESFJ and INTP working together, one leading the group forward and the other ensuring that the direction is truly worth pursuing.